It's insane. Since when the creative industry become American politics? Every time I post anything about AI, someone loses their mind. I'll use ChatGPT and my DMs will blow up with "unfollowed, you're a sellout." Or if I don't use AI, I will get comments like "good luck being left behind, unfollowed." People have been so defensive and polarized where you either for AI or violently against it. There's no middle ground. But this video isn't my place to debate if AI is morally right. You have your stance already. But this video is about what it actually feels like to live through this moment as a videographer, a VFX artist, and a 3D designer. And what most people are missing is how fundamentally the internet itself has already changed and what that means for human creativity. The anxiety of feeling replaced, the anxiety of your art feeling worthless, it's an identity crisis. But for some of us, it's not just existential, it's survival. I got bills and mortgage to pay, and some of you have student loans. The only way that I found to even begin to manage this anxiety is to learn more, to start figuring out our place within this unpredictable future. So before diving into this insane media landscape, who am I and why am I in the place to discuss about AI? Firstly, I've been grinding in this creative industry for almost a decade, from event videography to VFX and eventually to 3D animations. But the most important part is that in university, I majored in media studies, minored in film, especially sci-fi, and got a digital marketing certificate. So I researched artificial intelligence before LLM were commercialized. I wrote essays about how the world was going to evolve because technology has basically becoming a religion and it's unstoppable. At that time, I thought I was learning total bullshit. I remember thinking, why am I writing this essay on universal basic income? This will never happen. It's like writing on Black Mirror. But then years later, look at where we are now. Have you seen Google's VO? I'll play the clip from my live stream.
Looks like a rat, barks like a demon, but he saved my life.
I named him Earl. He follows me everywhere and farts in his sleep.
Dude, the voiceover sounds so fucking legit. If every single person has a character to it, has weight to their voice. You know what I mean? They have a fucking accent. All that theory that I used to learn back in university has becoming a reality. For example, you probably heard of dead internet theory, that most traffic online is just bots talking to other bots. Well, guess what? That's not even a theory anymore. It's half a reality. Researchers in Germany ran thousands of AI agents on Reddit and found those bots that could influence public opinion a lot better than humans. Why? Because they scrape your data, map your psycho profile, and write exactly what you want to hear. They know you better than you do. Here's another example, the inversion phenomenon. YouTube fake views has becoming so common that the software engineers worried that their detection algorithm might start treating fake views as normal and flagging those genuine human reactions as suspicious. Think about that. The fakes has becoming so prevalent that they started becoming reality. By the way, if you are a real human, please leave a comment so I know that I'm not talking to just bots. And I'm sure you started feeling the shift, especially if you're in 3D animations or filmmaking. In the very near future, when companies realize that they can get quality AI content in just 2 seconds, why would they pay thousands for it? When consumers scroll 1 second per post, what's the actual value of the artwork that you spent a week, 2 weeks, a month creating? And you already see that in companies, let's just say Sony headset, they build hype with a viral meme instead of spending 100K on a promo video. So we're not really competing with other artists anymore. We're just competing with whatever gets attention the fastest, the cheapest. And unless you're like the top percentage of the industry, you will feel squeezed hard. This is not only content creation and art creation. AI can also run businesses as well. There is a benchmark called Vending Bench. They gave AI models $500 to run virtual vending machine businesses. One model, Claude 3.5, absolutely crushed it at first, turned $500 into $2,000, and it's better performing than humans, by the way. And it was managing restocks, pricing, everything, until it went into a loop where it started emailing FBI cyber division saying that the business is dead and basically asking for the money back. And the point is, even the most advanced AI today still break under long-term ambiguity. They're not ready to replace humans yet, but they are getting really good at running short-term systems. So where is our future heading? And this might sound like sci-fi, but it helps to frame our options. Ray Kurzweil, who is a scientist and a writer, predicts that there are 4 types of human post-singularity. The first type of humans are the resistance, people who live off-grid, avoiding AI completely. And then we have embracers, those who merge with AI through whatever cyber enhancement or life extensions that they have. And then the majority would be cautious adopters who might adopt transformative tech more gradually. And then we have the post-human, full-on AI entity that is non-biological. I think in the book Singularity is Near, he's predicting like 2045 or something. So if YouTube is still around, this video is still around, I like to see if it happened or not in 2045. It sounds very dystopian, right? I read that, I was like, this is straight up sci-fi. And look around now, half of that is already happening. So that is why we have to make a choice. And I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just saying that we can't ignore this. There are 2 options that I see here. One is we fully brand ourselves as a uniquely human artist. Doesn't matter if you're 3D animator, filmmaker, you double down on that. Position yourself as the artist. Or we can adapt and pivot, integrating different tools and just ride the wave. For me, I choose a combination of both. And this is how I'm adapting it. Firstly, on the content side, I will still be producing these videos that you're seeing right now. And I know that AI are going to be a lot more prevalent, especially AI influencers. But AI might mimic those personality, but it doesn't live a life. And I don't just post content. I've struggled, I've toured, I've taught, I've evolved, and I've sat with clients in real rooms. And people like us feel the difference deep down, even though we can't explain it. And I believe the future of algorithm is so targeted that this video will land exactly to who cares about it the most. And I'm also building that content as well. This not only speaks to people, but the algorithm. If a machine is doing the hiring, I want to make sure that it finds me. And the second part is I see a future where physical experiences is going to be a lot more scarce as we becoming increasingly digital. That means immersive visuals for events, creating physical products. And the third thing is AI for business, not just art. Job loss is real. That's why I'm using AI to automate the backend. I use it for outreach, client research, and onboarding systems, because if I don't automate those tasks, I can't afford keep making art and going out there to meet real people. It's simple as that, and I'm not ashamed of it because this allows me to scale, to find clients, to protect my creative time from economic pressure, and allowing me to focus on the human first art that defines me. And that's how I believe we can thrive in the future. It's about leveraging all the tools to amplify the existing values. And something that no one tells you is that most creatives were already struggling before AI. And AI just exposed how fragile the creative industry is. It just pulls the curtain. If you're feeling scared or lost or confused, you're not the only one. A lot of times we think about it as black and white. Oh, you have to win against the machine as artists, but we don't have to. We just have to stay visible, relevant, and most importantly, staying human. And that's why I'm doubling down on what makes us unique. I'm betting on creating and sharing authentic stories like this. And I will be strategically managing a fleet of AI, automating different parts of my life and business. And most importantly, I want to build real community both online and offline. Because when everything feels so fake that you don't even know what's real anymore. So creating authentic content, it almost feels more important than ever. And if you believe in what I do, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I will be sharing a lot more on this journey.